Good evening, all of you. If I'm audible to you, just give me some indication that I'm audible so that I may start. If I'm audible, please give me. I'm audible to you, just give me some indication that I'm audible. Okay, so okay, so for those of you who are here for the first time, if you're here for the first time, please like and share our streams. And we're going to have these lives on Fridays and Saturdays. And the objective is to help you prepare for CAT and other MBA entrance exams. Just give me a moment and I'll be started. Okay. So yeah, I hope I'm visible now. Somebody just told me I'm not visible. तो भाई यहाँ पे पहली बार आए हो तो एक लाइक ठोक दो और रेलेवेंट लोगों के साथ शेयर कर दो. Every week we are going to have these lives on Fridays and Saturdays, and as per the suggestions we're going to change the format slightly. What we are going to do is we are going to take up one concept every Saturday, and we will cover it threadbare, and we will ensure and we hope that by the end of today you will understand these kind of questions and how to approach these kind of questions based on time and work. So the methodology will be simple. I will give you some time to attempt these questions, and once you attempt these questions, I'll share with you or I'll show you how I would like to attempt these questions. So for the first question, your time starts now. Welcome, Shriyanshu. So if you're here for the first time, please like and subscribe. You have around 1 minute and 45 seconds to attempt this question, and then I'll show you how to attempt or how you would approach such a question in an exam. Anybody who has solved this question? Anybody who has solved the question? Okay, so both says 21 days. So both 21 days is highly unlikely because the three of them together do it in 21 days. So one thing is sure, that most of them or all of them will take more than 21 days. So that is something which is absolutely sure. Okay. So let me help you solve this particular question. बहुत आराम से सबसे पहले मैं इसको इक्वेशन बना के सॉल्व करूंगा और फिर मैं आपको बताऊंगा हाउ टू सॉल्व सच अ क्वेश्चन ओरली. ऑलमोस्ट ओरली यू कैन सॉल्व दिस क्वेश्चन. So PQR can do a piece of work in 21 days. So what is my equation? If 21 days is the total number of days required, then the net rate of PQR is 1 by 21. So I can write 1 by P plus 1 by Q plus 1 by R as 1 by 21. This is my first equation. And they worked for 7 days is given to me. So obviously, if they work for 7 days, the quantum of work done is 7 by 21 or 1 by 3. Correct? So 1/3 of work is over. So balance work must be 2 by 3. And who are doing the balance work? P and Q. They complete the balance work 2 by 3 work in 28 days. So now, if 2/3 of the work requires 28 days, I can look at it this way, right? 2 by 3 must be equal to combined rate of P and Q multiplied by 28. So rate of P and Q happens to be 1 by 42. So which means 1 by P plus 1 by Q is equal to 1 by 42 plus 1 by R is equal to 1 by 21, which will give me the value of R also as 42 days. Now this is how you will solve it in terms of equations, right? How will you approach this question in an exam? Now, if I were you, I would simply see that, okay, 7 days, and if the 3 of them can complete the piece of work in 21 days, then in 7 days, PQR will do 1/3 of the work, right? And then the remaining work, the remaining 2/3 of the work is done by P and Q in 28 days. Now, you have to be a bit smart here. 2/3 of the work in 28 days. What does this mean? That 1/3 of the work will be in 14 days. And the moment you see 1/3 of the work can be done by P and Q in 14 days, you know that the complete work has to be done in 42 days. So if P and Q can complete a piece of work, sorry, in 42 days, then all it boils down to is 1 by 42 plus 1 by R is equal to 1 by 21. I can immediately see that the value of R here is 41 days. So this is an oral approach. If you have to approach this question in an examination, and see, I don't expect such an easy question in CAT, but you can expect such a question in CMAT, you can expect such questions in Narsimonji NMAT. So there you should be able to solve such questions almost orally. And let us move on to the next question, which is again based on a similar concept. Let's see how many of you can approach this question. Again, try to use the oral approach that I've just outlined for you. Let's see. So 2 minutes है आपके पास solve करने के लिए. Try solving it, and let's see if you all can approach. अगर पहली बार यहाँ हो तो प्लीज एक लाइक ठोक दो सब लोग और शेयर कर दो किसी रेलेवेंट ग्रुप में. इफ यू फील देयर इज अ रेलेवेंट ग्रुप टू शेयर. And these live sessions will be held every Friday, every Saturday by Pathfinder, and we will be dealing with something that is relevant to MBA preparation or CAT preparation every week. And for your information, our batches are starting every week for CAT 2022 as well as CAT 23. If anyone is interested, you're more than welcome to inquire with us. You can just check us out on www.pathfinderforme.com. Or you can send us a message on 95222 92468. Anyone who has got the answer? Good evening, Akruti. Okay, I don't see an answer yet. Let's see. So Amit can complete a piece of work in some number of days. Now, see, we'll use a very simple method to solve such questions, correct? And that's how you will approach such questions in an exam. Amit can complete a piece of work in some number of days. Now, the number of days are not given. So in your own mind, assume X days. And what does it mean? If Amit can complete it in X days. Now, Sumit works 25% faster than Amit. So Amit can do it in X days. Sumit has to do it in Y days because he works 25% faster than Amit. What else is given to you? While Ganesh works 50% faster than Sumit. Okay. So there is another guy, Ganesh, who takes Z days, but he is 50% faster than Sumit. Now, what are we required to do here? Suppose there is a guy who works 25% faster. So obviously, if rate of Amit is R, rate of Sumit must be 25% more than R. That is R plus 25% of R. All this you have to think orally. 125% of R or 5 by 4 R. And since you know that the rate is the inverse of number of days, the rate is inverse of number of days. So 4 by 5 R will become the rate of will become the number of days required by Sumit, while 1 by R will be the number of days required by Amit. And this difference is given to be 12 days. Correct? This difference is given to be 12 days. Now, what does this mean? What does this mean to you? If 4 by 5 R and 1 by R, can you identify what is the difference here? Now, if I were you, I would not do all this. I would simply look at the options 12. So 12 is the time required by 3 people, right? Suppose option 1 is my answer. I will say option 1A is equal to rate of Amit plus rate of Sumit plus rate of Ganesh. If rate of Amit is X, rate of Sumit is 1.25X and rate of Ganesh is 50% more than 1.25. So 1.25 into 1.5X, that is equal to 1 by 12. So I'll get the value of X as 1.25 into 1.5. So 0.625. So 1.875. So 2.875 so you get 3.125x is equal to 1 by 12. So this is how you will get the value of x as 1 by 3.125 into 12. So what is this? This is the rate. So how many days is X? So X will be 36, 0 carried 6, 12 24, 0 carried 3, 1, 12 36, 1, 37. So the number of days required by Amit is 37.5 according to our calculation. Correct? And since Sumit works faster, 25% faster, Sumit will take 4 by 5 of 37.5. Is the difference equal to 12 days? No, the difference is not equal to 12 days. In fact, the answer will not be indeterminate here, but the answer will be none of these. Answer will not be A, actually answer will be none of these. Okay, let's look at another question and let us see if you can approach this question using the same oral methods. Subodh, how can I tell you whether it is B or C? You have to give me one answer, right? Anybody else who has got the answer? Let me see. No, I don't think anybody else has answered. Okay, so we have a question. Two men start a piece of work every day. Two more men join the work. The work is finished in 10 days. So every day you have two more people joining the workforce and the work is finished in 10 days. Now, before you start, understand one thing. Number of men into number of days is also representative of the work done. So if I say on the first day there is one man, then I can say that 1 man day of work has happened. If on day 2 there are 3 men, then I can say 3 man days of work is happened. Correct? So please understand that number of men into number of days will represent the work done. So here I will first try to ascertain what is the total work done. So 2 men start a piece of work. So on day 1, there are 2 men working. So how many man days of work this will be? 2 man days. On day 2, you have 4 men because 2 more men have joined. So on day 2, how many man days of work has happened? 4 man days on day 2. On day 3, You have two more men joining, so there are 6 men. So 6 man days of work, and so on till the 10th day. So obviously, on the first day, you have 2 men. On the second day, you have 4 men. On the third day, you have 6 men. So on the 10th day, you will have 20 men. So each day, the number of man days is going to increment by 2. So you have the total man days of work. Total man days is 2 plus 4 plus 6 and so on till 20. I can take 2 common and I can write this as 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus till 10. And this is, n into n plus 1 by 2. The sum of first n natural numbers will be n into n plus 1 by 2. So I'll get 2 into 10 into 11 by 2, which gives me 110 man days of work. So actual man days of work is 110. This is something that you have understood here. Correct? Now, when 3 men start the work, you have 3 people first. After, on the first day, second day, you will have 6. Now, all you have to see is when the total number of man days is going to exceed 110. Because on that day, your work will be accomplished. So you have 3 plus 6. On the third day, there are 9 men, so 9 man days of work. On the fourth day, there are 12 men, so 12 man days of work. On fifth day, 15, 18, 21, and so on. I have to see when my man days crosses this 110 man days. So 3 plus 6, 9, 9, 18, 30, 45, 55, 63, 84, plus 24, 108. So already on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th day, we have 108 man days of work on 8th day. So when will the work get accomplished? Not on the 8th day, but on the next day, because next day, if there are 3 more people joining, 27 man days of work can be accomplished. Only 2 more man days of work is required. So both the correct answer will be C and not B. Now, I hope you're able to follow this particular method. It's a very simple, and this has to happen orally. Only then you will be able to solve it faster. I'm solving it slow only so that you can follow this method. Let's move to another question. Yeah. Try solving this one. Let's see how many of you can approach this. Now, this question is slightly different from what we have solved so far. Let's see how many of you can approach. I'll give you 2 minutes for this. भाई अगर यहाँ पे पहली बार आए हो तो एक लाइक ठोक दो प्लीज. And if you can share it with anybody relevant, somebody who is preparing for CAT or MBA entrance, you're free to share. Sorry. Subodh, what do you mean by didn't understand the question? It's written in English language, no? देखो कैट में क्वेश्चन कभी भी सेम नहीं आएगा, वो हमेशा इट विल बी अ न्यू क्वेश्चन, सो यू हैव टू बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट यू रीड. चलो, let me help you solve this question. Okay, a tank has n inlet taps, and many a times in CAT you will find that questions which look complicated are actually simpler ones, and the one liners might actually turn out to be the tough ones. ऐसा होता है CAT. A tank has n inlet taps connected to it, numbered 1 to n. Now there is nothing difficult about this. The first tap, so tap 1, takes x hours to fill the tank. After the first tap, the ith tap takes twice the time required by all taps numbered 1 to I minus 1. Now, the entire question rests upon this statement. If you understand the statement, you will be able to solve the question. Otherwise, you will not be able to solve. So, सबसे पहले ये statement समझ लो बोला क्या है. After the first tap, the ith tap, let us say T2, will take twice the time required by all taps numbered 1 to I minus 1. So T2 में I क्या है? I2 है. तो 1 से लेके I minus 1th tap मतलब एक ही टैप है. तो T2 is going to take 2 times the time required by the first tap. ठीक है? अगर T1 को x minutes लगते हैं, तो T2 will take 2x minutes. What about T3? T3 में I की वैल्यू क्या है? 3. ठीक है? So the question says that T1 और T2 को मिलके जितना टाइम लगता है, the time required by T1 and T2 put together, T3 will require double that time. Suppose T1 and T2 put together require y hours, so T3 will require 2y hours, right? T4, I is equal to 4. So if T1, T2, T3 put together require z hours, then T4 will require 2 times z. Now this in essence is what the question says, and this is what is mentioned in that particular statement. अगर वो statement समझ में आ गया तो question आ जाए. अब आगे क्या दिया हुआ है? The tap 6th tap will take 2 times the amount required by tap 1 to 5 put together. मतलब T6 जो tap 6th है, तो tap 1 से लेके tap 5 को जितना टाइम लगता है, the time required by tap 1 and tap 5 put together, suppose that time is p, then tap 6 alone will require twice p. So that's what we've been seeing. अब आगे क्या दिया हुआ है? If first 2 pipes, मतलब T1 plus T2, अगर ये दोनों ओपन होते हैं तो 45 minutes are required. And see, T1 takes x minutes, then T2 will take 2x minutes. So what will we say? Rate of T1 is 1 by x, rate of T2 is 1 by 2x is equal to 1 by 45. What does it mean? 3 by 2x is equal to 1 by 45. So x must be equal to 135 by 2. Correct? X must be equal to 135 by 2 minutes. अब वो क्या बोल रहा है? So T1 को x minutes लग रहा है, 135 by 2. What about T2? What about T2? See, are you able to follow this? Because if T1 requires x minutes, T2 will require 2x minutes. So that is why we have 1 by x plus 1 by 2x is equal to 1 by 45. And I got 2 by 2x plus 1 by 2x, that is 3 by 2x is equal to 1 by 45. X is 1 by 135 by 2. What about T2? T2 requires twice this time, so T2 will require 135 minutes. Now, what about T3? ये थोड़ा सा lengthy question है, right? T1 requires the rate of T1 is 2 by 135. The rate of T2 is 1 by 135. The overall rate for T3, sorry, T1 and T2 put together is 3 by 135 or 1 by 45. So rate of T1 and T2 put together is 1 by 45, which means they require 45 minutes to fill the time. T3 will take 90 minutes. Now don't complicate it. We know that T1 and T2 take 45 minutes and T3 takes 90 minutes. So just take rate of T1 plus T2 combined as 1 by 45 and rate of T3 as 1 by 90. So 1 by 45 plus 1 by 90 is basically 1 by 30. Correct? So T1, T2, T3 require 30 minutes. So which means T4 will require 60 minutes. What does it mean? T1, T2, T3 have required 30 minutes. So rate of T1 plus T2 plus T3 will be 1 by 30 and rate of T4 is 1 by 60. So we get 1 by 20. Correct? Which means T4 will require 40 minutes because T1, T2, T3 and T4 together, they take 20 minutes. So T5 will take 40 minutes. Correct? T5 will take 40 minutes. Once again, we'll go ahead with the same T1 by 20 plus 1 by 40 gives me 3 by 40. So the time required by T1 to T5 is 40 by 3. So time taken by T6 must be 80 by 3. Now we are asked the time taken by T1 and T5. Sorry, T5 and T6. Now we know that T5 takes 40 minutes. So 1 by 40 by T5 and 3 by 80 by T6. So we get 5 by 80. That is 1 by 16. So 1 by 16 means 1 by 16 means, oh, I think I've made some error here. T5 takes 40 minutes and T6 takes 80 by 3 minutes. So 1 by 40 plus 1 by 3 by 80 is 5 by 80, 1 by 16. So both of them will take 16 minutes. That is your answer essentially. Okay. Next question. I think this would be our last question. Those of you who are here for the first time, please एक like ठोक दो और share कर दो इसको. Or if you want to attend more of these lives, every Friday, Saturday, we have these lives. devoting to one particular topic every day related to CAT, MBA prep. Anybody who's got the answer? I know these questions are slightly tricky for first timers. So if you've just started on preparing, these questions will be tricky. But if you attend from basics, and if your basics are all right, you should not face trouble in solving this question. Still have 15 seconds to solve the question. Okay. Work is done in such a manner that on the nth day of work, n men join. So you're told that on the nth day of the work, n men joins. So on the first day, you have one man joining. On the second day, in addition to this one man, you have two more men. So a total of three men. On the third day, in addition to these three men, you have three more men. So six men on the third day. On the fourth day, in addition to these six men, you have four more men. So 10 men on the fourth day. That is how the count of number of men goes together. Now, you know that on day 9 and day 10, 5 by 11th of the work is performed. So you have to count the number of man days on 9th and 10th days. So you keep on counting in this fashion. On the fifth day, you will have 15 men in all. On the sixth day, you will have 21 men in all. On the seventh day, you have 28 men. On the eighth day, you have 36 men. On the ninth day, you have 45 men. And on the 10th day, you have 55 men. Correct? So on the 9th and 10th day, 45 plus 55, that is 100 man days of work will be done. 100 man days of work is done. Correct? So 5 by 11th of the total work is 100 man days. So total work means 11 into 100 upon 5. That is 220 man days. Correct? Total work is 220 man days. And see, on the 9th and 10th day, you have 100 man days of work done. What about the work done from 1 to 8 days? If you count 1, 3, 4, plus 6, 10, plus 10, 20, 35, 56, 84, and 36 will give you 120 days. So from day 1 to day 8, already 120 man days of work has been done. Correct? And 100 man days of work has been done on day 9 and day 10. So which means on the 10th day, you will have 100 plus 120, that is 220 man days of work done, which is your total work. So obviously, the total work is finished on 10 days, on the 10th day actually. So I guess these are the 5 questions that I had to solve today related to time and work. We would welcome your suggestions and your feedback regarding these live sessions. And we would try to incorporate your suggestions and your feedback in our sessions that will follow from next week. Remember, live sessions with Pathfinder on Fridays and Saturdays every week at 6:30 p.m. Thank you all for joining. That's all from me now. Thank you.